A very good morning, dear students. Today we will try to solve certain questions from the chapter Motion in One Dimension as a part of a revision work for your half-yearly examinations. Please try to do the sums sincerely in your notebooks so that you get a good practice before your half-yearly examinations, and it will be helpful for you in solving the sum in a specific time that you get for your examinations. So we will get some questions will be very easy, you can solve it very fast, and certain questions may require your critical thinking. So use your concepts well. What we have studied, though this chapter we have completed long before, so I want all of you to just brush up your concepts one more time. This is only what we call as revision. So once you brush up your concepts, I believe that the chapter will become very easy and you can understand most of the concepts of this chapter are numerical based, so it will be easier for you to solve the sums. In case of any queries, you can definitely revert back to me. So let's begin. Hello students, as you can see on your screen, the question number 4, a particle is moving in a circle of diameter 20 meter. What is its distance? And as per the table below, means what is its distance and displacement, you have to make a note. Suppose in the serial number 1, you can see that the particle is moving around a circular path and it completes one round. So when it completes one round, what will be its displacement and distance? When it completes 1.5 rounds, the second part of it, second serial number, when it completes 1.5 rounds, what will be the displacement as well as the distance? When it completes 2 rounds, what will be the displacement and distance? And similarly, when it completes 2.5 rounds, what will be the displacement and distance? Okay, you can take 2 minutes time and try to solve this sum. Even you can see the question number 5, question number 6, you can make a note of the questions. These three questions you can make a note of it together and try to solve these three questions. Question number 5 says that a scooter traveling at 10 meter per second speed up to 20 meter per second in 4 seconds. Means it was initially traveling with 10 meter per second, it increases its speed to 20 meter per second in 4 seconds. Find the acceleration of the scooter. And in the question number 6, it is said that a train starts from rest and accelerate uniformly at the rate of 5 meter per second square for 5 seconds. Calculate the velocity of the train in 5 seconds. So all of you just take 5 minutes time and try to do this sum. These three sums, I want you to honestly give a try. These sums are very easy. 5 minutes is more than sufficient to solve these three sums. So if you are not able to solve, I can just give you a hint that when a particle is moving in a circular path whose diameter is 20 meter, the diameter 20 meter, it means that the radius of the circular path is 10 meter. And in case of one round, when a particle or an object completes one round in a circular path, he starts from one position and finally returns back to the same position, so the displacement becomes zero. The displacement is zero. Okay, after completing one round, the displacement is zero, but the distance is not zero. The particle has moved all around the circumference of the circle, so the distance traveled by the particle would be 2 pi r. So 2 pi and r is 10 meters, so it will be 2 pi into 10, so that will be 20 pi. Similarly, you can do the same thing for 1.5 rounds. Try to do it. In case you have solved it, that's good enough. In case you are not able to solve it, you can see the solution. The solution is like, see, when one round is completed, the displacement is 0 and the distance is 2 pi r. You know the formula for calculating the circumference of a circle. So 2 pi r, so that comes 20 r. Okay. And now displacement when it completes 1.5 rounds. So when it completes 1.5 round, the particle is in the opposite position of its initial position. The particle is in the opposite side of its initial position, so the displacement will be 20 meter, that is equivalent to the diameter of the circular path. Whereas the distance, again it would be 2 pi r. It completes one round, so the entire circumference it completes, then again it takes half rotation. That means it again covers half of the circumference. So 2 pi r, that is 20 r, plus half of 2 pi r, that means half of 20 r, so it will come 10 r. So 20 r plus 10 r, it comes 30 r. And when it completes two rounds, the displacement is 0 because initial and final positions are the same, and the distance will be twice of the distance traveled in one complete round, so that will be 40 r. And when it completes 2.5 round, the initial position and the final positions are exactly opposite to each other, so the displacement is equal to the diameter of the circle, which is equal to 20 meter, whereas the distance is equal to, you can do the distance as, when it is completed two rounds, the distance was 40 pi, so 40 pi, and again when it is completing 0.5 rounds, the distance is 10 pi, so 40 plus 10, it will be 50 pi. So this is the relationship between distance and displacement when a object or a particle is moving around a circular path. Now similarly, you can see the next question. The acceleration is given by change in velocity divided by change in time. The velocity changes, like from 20 meter per second, it has increased its velocity to 20 meter. From 10 meter per second, it has increased its velocity to 20 meter per second. So we can find the change in velocity by just subtracting 20 minus 10, and the change in time is from 0 to 4 seconds, so 4 minus 0, so you will get the answer as 10 by 4, which is equal to 2.5 meter per second square. This is the answer. Now you can see the next question. A train starts from rest and accelerates uniformly at the rate of 5 meter per second square for 5 seconds. Calculate the velocity of the train in 5 seconds. Here you can see the answer. The initial velocity is 0. Acceleration is 5 meter per second square. The time is 5 seconds, and the final velocity is not known. So we can use the formula v is equal to u plus at, and finally calculate that v is equal to 0 plus 5 into 5, which is equivalent to 25 meter per second. So now you can start doing the question number 7. An object moves with positive acceleration. Its velocity time graph will be, which of the following options are correct? You can see 4 questions on your screen: 7, 8, 9 and 10. You can just make a note of these 4 questions and try to solve the answers for this. I can give for these 4 questions at most 2 minutes for each, so it will take 8 minutes, so I can give you 10 minutes time to solve these 4 questions. Now you can see the answer for question number 7. The answer is C. An object moves with uniform positive acceleration. Its velocity time graph will be a straight line inclined at an acute angle to the time axis. Now for the question number 8, the maximum speed of a train is 90 kilometer per hour and it takes 10 hours to cover a distance of 500 kilometer. Find the ratio of the average speed to the maximum speed. So average speed is total distance by total time, so that is 500 divided by 10, so that is 50 kilometer per hour, and the maximum speed is given in the question as 90 kilometer per hour. So you can do 50 is to 90, that comes equivalent to 5 is to 9. And there is a second part of, or there is a question number 9. It has got two parts. In the question number 9 you can see a car starts from rest and acquire a velocity of 54 km per hour in 2 seconds. Find the acceleration of the car. This is the first part of the question, and the second part of the question says that the distance traveled by the car. Assume the car is in uniform motion. It is asked you to assume that the car is in uniform motion, and based on your assumption, you have to calculate the distance traveled by the car. So the answer is like, so the first answer is very easy. The math, the formula and the calculation, we have the initial velocity u is equal to 0, we have the final velocity v is 54 kilometer per hour, that we can convert to meter per second as 15 meter per second. We have the time as 2 seconds, and the acceleration is given by change in velocity divided by change in time. So change in velocity in the sense 15 meter per second, and the initial velocity was 0, so 15 minus 0, and the time is which starts from 0 and it takes 2 seconds, so the time is 2 seconds. So we can say that acceleration on dividing 15 by 2, we get 7.5 meter per second square. This is the first part of the answer, and the second part of the answer is the distance the car travels, assuming that the motion is uniform. So we have the formula for distance as s is equal to ut plus half at square. So similarly we can use all the values, we have all the values, we have put the values, and we could calculate the distance as 15 meter. I hope it is clear to everyone. You can make a note of the solution, those who had a little confusion while solving the sum, and those who could do it very good. Now the question number 10, an object is dropped from a cliff with a constant acceleration of 10 meter per second square. Find its speed after it was dropped. After 5 seconds it was dropped, isn't it? Find its speed after 5 seconds it was dropped. So the answer for this question would be v is equal to u plus at, and when something is dropped from a certain height, its initial velocity is 0. So we will get v as equal to at. So acceleration is 10 and time is 5. So the final answer we get is 50 meter per second. Now again you can see there are some practice questions and also this question number 11. So try to do the question number 11, 12, 13 and 14. Again I can give you 10 minutes time to solve these questions. Question number 11, 12, 13 and 14. You can make a note of the questions and try to do it in your classwork copies. If I wish to explain you the answer, then a ball is thrown upward and goes to a height of 100 meter and comes down. What is the net displacement and what is the net distance? So it's quite simple. See, the net displacement is 0 as it comes down to the initial point, and the net distance would be 100 plus 100, that is equivalent to 200 meter. This is the net distance. Then this question, two cars A and B race each other. The car A ran for 2 minutes at a speed of 7.5 km per hour, slept for 56 minutes and again ran for 2 minutes at a speed of 7.5 km per hour. Find the average speed of the car. So we know that the average speed is equal to the total distance divided by total time. So first let us try to calculate the distance traveled in the initial or the first 2 minutes. Okay, so the distance traveled in the first 2 minutes would be 7.5 into 2. So this 2 I am converting into seconds. Okay, so 2 minute I am converting into hours. So 2 divided by 60, so finally I get 0.25 kilometer. It has traveled in 2 minutes. Similarly in the last 2 minutes also it would travel 0.25 kilometers. So the total distance is 0.25 plus 0.25, that comes equivalent to 0.5 kilometer. And the total time is the first 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes, and also the driver of the car might have slept for 56 minutes, so that will also get added up. So it is 56 plus 2, that comes 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. So the average speed is equal to total distance by total time. So 0.5 kilometer divided by 1 hour, that comes equivalent to 0.5 kilometer per hour. Now you can see the question number 13. Anand leaves his house at 8:30 a.m. for his school. The school is 2 kilometers away and classes start at 9 a.m. If he walks at a speed of 3 kilometers per hour for the first kilometer, at what speed should he walk the second kilometer to just reach in time? Okay, so the first kilometer he starts at 8:30 a.m. and he has to reach the school, and the class starts at 9 a.m. So he has to reach the school just before 9 a.m. So he has got half an hour time to go a distance of 2 kilometer. So if he is walking the first kilometer at 3 kilometer per hour, so let me calculate the time taken by Anand to go for the first kilometer. So we will get the time. So from half an hour we will subtract that time, and then we will get the remaining time. In that remaining time, Anand has to go or travel the next 1 kilometer. So we can definitely calculate the speed in which he must travel. So you can see that speed is equal to distance by time. So time is equal to distance divided by speed. So for traveling 1 kilometer with 3 kilometer per hour speed, time taken is 1 by 3 hour, that is equivalent to 20 minutes. Now from 30 minutes he is just left with 10 minutes, because I can say that 30 minus 20 is 10 minute, and 10 minute is equivalent to 1 by 6 hour. So in that 10 minute he has to travel the next 1 kilometer. So his speed should be distance divided by time. The distance is 1 kilometer and the time is 1 by 6 hour, 10 minute converted into hour. So finally we get the speed as 6 kilometer per hour. The next question is, an object moves along a straight line. An object moves along a straight line with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square. If its initial speed is 10 meter per second, what will be its speed after 2 seconds or 2 seconds later? So this is as simple as that. You will use the formula v is equal to u plus at. We have the initial velocity as 10 meter per second, we have the time as 2 seconds, we have the acceleration as 2 meter per second square. So we can calculate that v is equal to u plus at. The value of u is 10, acceleration is 2, and the time is 2, so we get the answer as 14 meter per second. Now you try to solve the question number 15 and question number 16. A bullet hits a sandbox with a velocity 20 meter per second and penetrates it up to a distance of 6 centimeter. Find the deceleration of the bullet. So here the distance is 6, the initial velocity is 20, and obviously if it hits the sandbox, it will finally come to a rest. So the final velocity would be 0. So we can use the formula v square equal to u square plus 2as to calculate the acceleration. The acceleration will come in negative, so you will get the deceleration. So once you calculate the deceleration, the answer is going to be 3333.3 meter per second square. I have said you the procedure how to do it. The initial velocity is 20 meter per second. The final velocity is 0, and the distance is, or s, is equal to 6 centimeters. So better 6 centimeter, convert it to meter. That will come 6 divided by 100. So you will get it as 0.06 meter. Now you can use the formula v square equal to u square plus 2as. From that formula you try to calculate the value of a. The value of a will come in negative. When the value of a comes in negative, it means that the object is having a deceleration, so you will get the deceleration. Now in the question number 16, a particle experiences constant acceleration for 20 seconds after starting from rest. If it travels a distance d1 in the first 10 seconds and distance d2 in the next 10 seconds, okay, then d2 equal to d1, d2 equal to twice of d1, d2 equal to thrice of d1, or d2 equal to 4 times d1. Try to think and do the sum. See here, a particle is moving with a constant acceleration. If there is an acceleration, it means that the velocity of the particle is increasing, isn't it? So in the first 10 seconds it will have less velocity, and in the next 10 seconds it will have greater average velocity. So obviously the first option is not correct, that d2 is equal to d1. This is not correct. So from the remaining three, how we can find the relationship between them? Let us try to see. Okay, the answer will be C, d2 is equal to thrice of d1. So if it travels a distance d1 in the first 10 seconds, isn't it? So you can use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, so S means what? D1. U is what? U is 0. Okay, so ut will become 0. So d1 is equal to 0 plus half. Acceleration is constant, so I'll keep it acceleration, and the time is 10 square. 10 square will be 100. Is that clear? The time is 10 square. So the 10 square time will become equal to 100. So you will get the time as, you will get the distance as half into a into 100. So you will get it as 50a. So d1 is equal to 50a. Okay, now in the first 20 seconds, how much distance does it cover? In the first 20 seconds, now we will calculate for the first 20 seconds. From the first 20 seconds, we will subtract the initial 10 seconds, the distance covered in the initial 10 seconds. So we will get the distance covered in the final 10 seconds. That will be my d2. So to calculate the distance covered in the first 20 seconds, we can use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. U is my 0, so ut becomes 0, and half. Acceleration a is constant, and the time is 20 seconds, so that is 20 square, it will be 400. So finally I get it as 400a by 2. So 400a by 2 is, we get it as 200a. So in the first 20 seconds, means the total distance traveled is 200a. So 200a is nothing but my d1 plus d2, and d1 we have calculated before, it is 50a. So d2 would be 200 minus 50a, that is 150a. d1 is 50a, d2 is 150a. So d2 is equal to 3 times of d1, because if we do 50 into 3, we are going to get 150. So we can say that d2 is equal to 3 times of d1. Now let us see the question number 17. The velocity time graph of an SUV is given below. The mass of the SUV is 100 kg. What is the distance traveled by the SUV in the first 2 seconds? So in the first 2 seconds, you can find the slope of AB to calculate the acceleration. This is a velocity time graph, and the slope of a velocity time graph gives us the acceleration. The slope will be 15 minus 0 divided by 2, that comes 7.5, isn't it? So you got the acceleration as 7.5 meter per second square. You have the initial velocity as 0, time as 2 seconds. So the distance traveled by the SUV would be S is equal to ut plus half at square. Or you can calculate the distance from the graph, like calculating the area of the graph. If you want to do it numerically, I have explained you a process to do it numerically. If you want to find it graphically, so the distance traveled by the SUV in the first 2 seconds is the area of triangle ABE. So half into AE into BE, that comes equal to 15 meter. And acceleration will be the slope. So in the next, what is the braking force at the end of 5 seconds to bring the SUV to a stop within 1 second? What is the braking force? So the force, we have to find it out. So we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass of the SUV is given 1000. Only we need to calculate the acceleration in the last 1 second. In the last 1 second, the SUV is from 15 meter per second, it is coming to a rest, that is 0. So acceleration is 0 minus 15 divided by change in time, 6 minus 5. So finally the acceleration we get minus 15 meter per second square. So the force will be 1000 into minus 15, that comes equal to minus 15,000 Newton. The force is opposite to the direction of motion. That is why the object is coming to a rest and the answer comes in negative. I hope it is clear to everyone. The question number 18, you can just make a note of it and you can try to solve it as your homework. These three questions, 18, 19 and 20, you can make a note of them and try to solve as your homework question.